Hey photographer friends, it's Gary from The Happiest Photography, and today we're going to talk about the Zeiss 55mm from Sony, and I want to do a quick review on this lens. It's really one of the best lenses that I think you can invest in for a full frame camera. I shoot on the a7 III, and this little baby right here is something that I needed to kind of complete my lens profiles. Back when I was shooting on the a6000 at Disneyland, I would use the Sony 35mm and the Sony 50mm as like my two main lenses for everything that I did. So to replace that, I bought the Sony 85mm 1.8 and then the Zeiss 55mm 1.8. And this lens is amazing. So what I want to do is actually go into Lightroom and show you guys some examples of photos taken with this lens, and also like a quick review of like what I think about it. If you want more technical specs too, there's other videos online, and you know, I didn't really want to go into all of that just because it's like not really that useful. Like you can talk about the aperture blades, you can talk about the weight. The weight's probably useful. It's like 0.99 grams or whatever. It's very light, very small and compact, perfect for the mirrorless systems. But this is probably one of Sony's like sharpest lenses. And so let me just kind of show you guys on Lightroom what that looks like. So we're going to show you the straight out of camera images and then like how they edit as well. So, you know, got to do my Master Labs plug too. So perfectly. So here we go. Here's a picture taken at Disneyland. This is with the Zeiss 55mm. And what I like most about it, it's going to develop really fast, so you can zoom in and out, is that it's super sharp corner to corner for the most part. So there is a little bit of chromatic aberration when you shoot more wide open or in like high contrast situations, but look at the color. Color and contrast looks super good. It doesn't really get soft at the corners like a lot of lenses do. So let's go into like portraits. Oh, let's go to matte. Matte would love the exposure here on the channel. See how it catches the eye? Everything's just super sharp on this lens. Let me close these corners out. And like background, the bokeh that you get with this is a little bit more of like those little ovals. Not quite completely circular like a lot of people who are looking for that look for, but I don't think it bothers me. Not one bit. I don't really care that much, to be honest. As long as it looks smooth and creamy, that's all I care about. Let's go into, okay, if you do like landscapes, here's an image here. Once again, corner sharpness. That's the sky, so you're not going to see that, but on the building. I think this is a good image to see chromatic aberration. See how there's a little bit of that purple fringing here? But if you do go into Lightroom, you can easily correct this. Just kind of see, oh yeah, we turn this off, look at that. It is kind of a problem with this lens, and I saw this from reviews, but for the most part, it's not really an issue. Sorry guys, I got a Snapchat. I'm gonna leave that in there too, just to show you like what can go wrong and what you're supposed to do while filming. But see, just click right here, correct aberration. And there it goes. If it doesn't correct it, or if you still see that purple fringe, you want to correct it more, go into manual here, and then go to the defringe tool and just arrow up. Let's see, arrow up. It's not letting me do the arrows. Man, that's fine. Just go to like 5. And there it's corrected. Here's an edited image, Master Labs. So you can see before and after. For that image too, if you guys want to see how that's edited, let me go over into Fuji. I think I did all soft. Lens correction's on. Then I just brought it up quite a bit. I think that's all I did. I think the temperature was good. I may have just clicked daylight. So a little purple there. Boom. There you go. I think I went even brighter on my image. Yeah, I did. But both look good to me. Next image, let's go portraits again. So if you're, let's say you're in, let's go here, let's reset this image so you can see. Super sharp, went really far into matte right there. But see, it looks really good. Nice background separation. The fall off with the bokeh right here is perfectly, like he's perfectly sharp for the face, and then just fall off on like the arms and whatnot. But yeah, that's what it looks like with portraits. Shot at 2.2, so almost wide open. Do I have any images shot at 1.8? Let's find out. 2.8. That's Julie. Look how when Julie poses. Boom, a model. I think Some of these 1.8, no, 2.0. Let's reset this image. See, it looks good. Some vignetting that will get corrected to in profile corrections. Just turn that on and boom, vignetting's taken care of. But once again, super sharp. Like this is like the type of lens that you want for this type of camera because it really maximizes the sensor. Between this and like a G Master lens, and for the price of being under $1,000, this is an amazing lens. It might be a little bit older and might look a little bit older, but look at that. So also when it comes to the autofocus on this lens, it has a little bit of a noisy motor. So like when I do videos with it, I can hear it a little bit when you're like shifting the aperture blades or, you know, just kind of tinkering around with it. But for the most part, it's not an issue. Oh, Disneyland, how we miss you. See, this is at 5.6. You can see more sharpness everywhere. I really don't see many cons of this lens. I think the only issue is that the chromatic aberration when it's like super contrasty is noticeable, but super easy to correct. See, there's a vignetting. Very subtle distortion, almost no distortion. That's also what's really cool about this is you don't have a lot of corrections to do. Portraits, let's go into like Clementine here. Let's reset her so you can see straight out of camera. Sharp all the way around, even at 2.2. Like this right here is like what you buy these lenses for. I couldn't be more happy with this one. And okay, landscapes. So if I go to the lake here, for the most part, I kind of underexposed this a little too far, but let's say if we were to brighten this. A little hazy in the background, but that's not the lens's fault. That was the weather. When you're shooting directly into the sun, you did this nice little starburst effect at f8. Still, everything looks good. Not a lot of chromatic aberration here. So you don't have too much fringing. You have a little bit, but it's not crazy like some other Sony lenses. See, there's a little bit there. But like I said, easily correctable. Just go in here, manually adjust this until it's gone. So even just at 3. Usually I have to crank this thing up, but then you have to be careful, watch your like pinks and reds and magentas, because it'll cut it off. And especially if you have like a subject that's a person, it'll make their lips turn gray. So just be careful with the fringe tool here, don't go crazy with it. Same thing if you notice like a green. I very rarely see the green one, but sometimes I'll do like when I do some Disney pictures that I have, I'll see the green a little bit more. But yeah, that's about it on that one. So that's all I can really say about this lens, that it's amazing and super sharp. I want to kind of show you guys exactly what it looked like on straight out of camera images without editing or without any like trickery, you know. Here, chromatic aberration again. Nothing crazy. Oh yeah, see right here. On really high contrast situations, more wide open, you'll see that, but it's easy to correct. Turn that on. Let's see. See, just 3. That's amazing to me. I don't really see any other fringing occurring here. But yeah, that's how you correct it. Pretty simple and pretty nice, right? Now I just gotta get better at photography and actually shoot subjects that matter. I think the hardest part during this quarantine is like finding things to shoot because you can't really go anywhere and whatnot. So that's it for the screen recording part. Once again, Zeiss 55mm. It's about $900. It's literally right under $1,000 by like $2. It's like $999 about. So it's a little over $1,000 when you order it, but worth every penny in my opinion. If you are a video shooter, just keep in mind that it does have a little bit of a noisy motor, but it's super sharp in video. The autofocus is accurate. It really utilizes the Sony's a7iii's autofocus system, so I don't think you're gonna have an issue there. And yeah, it's light and compact and easily fits in my bag. So I really like that. The next review that I'll probably do will be either on the G Master, which I'm shooting on now, the 24mm, and then the 85, because that's my other lens and my other favorite. And on that one, I'll have more video examples and also photo examples, because I did a lot with that lens, because that was my first lens on this camera, and that one was like more of my baby when it came to parade shooting. So let me know if you guys have any questions or if you want to see any other comparisons. Hopefully this was thorough enough for you to make kind of like logical decisions on if you would like this lens or what the images coming out of this lens would look like. If you have a higher resolution camera like the a7R IV, you're really gonna love this even more. But the fact that I feel like this is super extremely sharp on my Sony a7 III, which is just a 24 megapixel, I think is amazing. So, yep, let me know in the comments, like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. And yeah, we're gonna try to get better at this YouTube thing. We might suck right now, but I promise I will do this as often as I can, and we will get better and better, just to kind of prove that we can. I think that's the whole reason that I want to do this, is just to prove that anyone can learn anything. And I've proven that with photography, and now I want to prove it with YouTube. So yeah, welcome to my journey. I will see you guys later. I'm getting a little hot and sweaty in here because it's like 85 degrees. I can't run a fan because it interferes with the microphone and all that jazz. So all the stuff YouTubers won't tell you about, I'm going to tell you about now. It gets hot. Can't run a fan, microphone picks up every noise imaginable, and if you don't script what you're gonna say, it becomes a little harder, but if you do script, you just sound like a robot. So yeah, I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye!